Three, two, one. Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's AVIOT Sunday Brew. We're here with you on this Sunday afternoon right here, slash morning, I guess, 12-ish. That's like brunch territory, so whatever. How y'all doing? Just to let y'all know, for those of you who are new, AVIOT Sunday Brew is an offshoot of the AVIOT podcast where me and co-host Jay Random, we talk about different topics that are happening in the media. For this, what we want to do is we want to interact with you all live so that you can feed off of our conversation. But we have a pre-list of topics that we want to talk about, and feel free to chime in whenever you want to. How you doing, Jay?
Doing all right, doing all right. Can't complain.
Yeah, well, I want to start this episode right here from speaking from the perspective of people who can complain. Those are federal workers. I'm sure you saw that report or that news flash that was yesterday, where Tesla man and this current administration sent an email to federal employees saying that, or asking what they were doing this past week for their work. Like, what
Yeah,
did they do? And they're saying that they had to respond by, I guess, Monday, COB Monday, or else they'll be terminated from their job. Do you have any thoughts about that?
yeah. No, my thoughts is, I mean, I don't even know what can they do. I'm more worried about what can they do next because when you think about an email like that, that is
Right.
that's not professional. First of all, right?
It's not. It's not.
You can't. You first of all, you don't even know what people do, right, in these certain departments.
Right.
Clearly, so for you to say I need 5 bullets of what you did last week. And if I
Right.
don't and if I don't hear from you by 11:59 on Monday, I
Yeah.
think they
Yeah.
said,
Yeah. Yeah.
you're gonna
Yeah.
be
I thought it was
terminated.
COB, but yeah. Uh huh. Uh
Yeah.
huh.
So the sad part is it's kind of laughable, but then when you realize you say, okay, wait, is this serious? So it's crazy though how the federal I'm sorry, I'm the head of the FBI, what Patel, I think his name is.
mm, Let me
Yeah,
look.
I don't want to say his name wrong.
But go ahead.
But
Say your piece.
he sent the email out, basically told the FBI ignore Elon's email. You don't have to answer it. And I'm like, what? So
Yeah.
now we can pick and
Cash.
choose
Cash
who.
Patel. Cash Patel. That's
Cash
the head.
Patel. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Okay, so I had his last name right. Cash
Yeah.
Patel.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. So um, I don't know. This administration, they're not even thinking because I just read an article before our show came up, and back
Yeah.
in 1993, the largest mass layoff was by IBM. In 1993, IBM laid off 60,000 people. All right.
Right. Right. Right.
We're already saying that it's on record that it's 220,000 federal workers right now that has less than a year tenure, which
That's
means
crazy.
they fit that probation category. So the article basically says that Elon and Trump, they're not thinking about the economic impact of all these jobs lost because
Exactly.
when you fire, because that's what they're doing. They're trying to sugarcoat it. But when you fire people, where are those people going? Unemployment line,
Exactly.
job. I mean,
Exactly.
it's like where they're going. They just don't disappear. This is not a code. It's not an algorithm. This is not AI. These are real people.
Right.
So they're not, and I don't think they care, but they're not really looking at the bigger impact. These are people lives that you are uprooting for what? What is the reason? Like
Right.
literally, what is the reason?
Right.
So, um, and they said already 75,000 people already volunteered. I feel sorry for the people that volunteered too, because I don't trust anything that Elon or Trump said they're going to do.
Right.
Because in March our deficit hits the ceiling again. So now we have to vote for more money. So
It might
we
be
only
a
have until March.
it might be
I'm
a
pretty
government
sure that
shutdown.
budget has nothing to do with these 75,000 people volunteering to, leave.
Yeah, it
So,
might be a government shutdown. Real talk. Just real quick, just want to say, hey Caesar V, how you doing? Hey Football King. Yeah, we're doing all right right now. We're talking about the federal workers being laid off by this current administration and how that's
Yeah.
actually backwards thinking, because it's actually going to hurt the economy more than help it, because you have a lot of essential workers that are losing their jobs. And like Jay Random just said, they're being affected, their families are being impacted, and this might lead into another recession whole time. Seriously,
Yeah.
we might be
Yeah.
heading into another recession. How you
Because
doing,
now
SP
restaurants are
Gamer,
being affected
Mr.
too, right?
Ransula? Huh?
Restaurants are being affected, grocery stores, a lot of things are being affected. It's not just, these people leave and that's it. No, these people leave, they don't come to your restaurant,
Right.
they can't support you, they can't support your staff, they can't.
Right.
I mean, it's a trickle effect.
It is.
So
It is. It just doesn't. It doesn't make. It makes sense, but it doesn't make any sense, right? It makes sense in the sense of they're doing these cuts in order to give tax breaks to the rich, but it doesn't make sense because you're going to end up hurting the economy in the long run, and you're going to end up with a group of people in this country displaced from their work. It might lead to more crime because remember, we have said before that when you have less people working, more crime is being committed because people need money somehow. So they might end up selling illegal substances. They might end up sticking up banks. Like, seriously, I know I'm thinking this might be crazy talk, but this can seriously happen.
yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, no, no,
Kevin,
no, I totally agree. And that's why
Kevin asked,
what happened?
Kevin asked, "Do we vote for him?" Nah, nah. Why would we vote? Why would we vote
No,
for this? Why would we vote for this? No, we did not. We
no,
didn't.
we
No,
didn't
no.
vote for him, number one, because we believed everything he said he was going to do and lied about
Exactly.
it for Project
Exactly.
2025.
Exactly.
I mean, he said it. It was a blueprint. It was there for everyone to read, and they took his word when he said, "I don't know anything about Project 2025." But then look at his administration, right? One of the founders of Project 2025 is now, I forgot his position. I think the finance and budget. Can you search that real quick,
Let me
Jay
see.
Stokes? But yeah,
Keep talking.
But yeah,
I'll look
so
it up.
Project 2025 was real, right?
Hmm.
And he pulled the wool over a lot of people's eyes. A lot of people claimed they didn't even read it. They were too busy worrying about eggs. Well, tell me how eggs taste now. Seriously. Tell me how,
Yeah.
I mean, I went grocery shopping about 30 minutes ago and I spent $75 on nothing.
Yeah.
And I bought a pack of
Russell.
eggs. Look, I brought eggs and they were $10 and I was hemming and hawing like, damn, do I even need these eggs? Do my cholesterol is pretty high. Look, now my cholesterol is the problem, right? Now
You ain't care about the
now I'm weighing the
cholesterol
option, huh?
before. Y'all didn't care about the
Exactly.
cholesterol before. But the person you're looking at is Russell Voigt, VOUGHT, Russell Vought. He's the
Yes.
White House budget director.
Yes.
They confirmed him for a Yeah, he's White House budget director. Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah. So I mean, and he's one of the founders of the Project 2025. So it's kind of like, come on, what is
Yeah,
going on here?
and Beats by Dr. Phil. Yes, eggs are expensive. I went to the grocery store yesterday. Them joints was $13. $13. I've never
Same
seen
eggs.
eggs,
Same eggs.
same
They
eggs,
scramble the same.
$13. I told my wife, "Nah, I'm good. I'm good."
I saw it for 10 today, and I was looking like, do I really need these eggs? Do I really need these eggs?
Well, Kevin Anthony, I just gotta chime in. Black people vote. No, black people overwhelmingly did not vote for this current administration. So we're not gonna place the blame on black folk. If you look at the exit polls, if we're going by the exit polls, right? Most people that voted for him overwhelmingly were white, Latino, even throwing Asians, other quote unquote POCs in there. So no, it wasn't. We're not going to blame black men or black people. Black people overwhelmingly voted blue. So let's not. We're not going to do that.
Yeah, we took it serious, man. We took it serious. We really took it serious. And so to get back on the email that came out, I would like to see. No, I would not like to see. I'm nervous for people who work in the government because, you know, like you and I were saying, what if the people are on vacation, right?
Hmm.
What if they're on leave? They're not going to get that email.
Right, right.
And
No,
then, and
I'm
then, and then what
concerned
if they're
about it.
on
Yeah.
vacation? What if they are on leave? Now someone's calling you talking about, hey, I need you. Like, I was on vacation. Like, what am I supposed to say? I wasn't here last week. So
What
how does this
happens?
work?
What this is a tactic to keep people unsettled, and it's going to have a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? The common talking point is that people in the federal government aren't hard workers. They aren't doing their jobs. They're wasting time. By putting this much strain and pressure on people, you're going to have less work being done because people are stressed. That's going to lead to less productivity. That's going to lead to more mistakes when you're working. Okay? So this is
Correct.
not going to help. Putting pressure and stress on people is not going to help them be more productive.
I agree. What? Let me tell you, put more stress on people. That's when more mistakes happen. Uh, the not caring, the quiet quitting, all that tends to happen because stress can kill you. All right.
Yes, I can speak from personal experience. I was stressed out at a past job that I had. There was a lot of pressure being put on me, and I ended up making mistakes because I'm so like, oh my God, I got to get this right. And I ended up making mistakes.
Yeah,
So
I
that's
agree.
it's a mess. It's a mess. I feel for the federal government workers. I feel for everybody else too because y'all don't know. For people that are like, whatever, it's the federal government helps this country run. And it's going to impact everybody else as a result. So
I
you
agree.
have to, yeah, go ahead.
No, I was going to say I agree. And also keep this in mind. It's just the federal workers now, but who's to say corporations won't start taking these tactics to fire people?
Yeah, yeah. And the thing is, it has a trickle down effect. They've already tried
Yes.
to reach into the schools. Remember, this administration, they're trying to stop universities and schools from practicing DEI policies or from talking about diversity, equity, and inclusion. And they said they're going to cut government funding if they don't stop talking about that stuff. So the tentacles of this administration is reaching into all aspects of society. It's not just the federal government. So that's what I'm saying, you cannot be apathetic towards what's happening to these people over here because it's coming for everybody else.
Yes.
Real talk. Real talk.
No, I agree.
Yeah. What's up, Great Rock Gaming? How you doing? The person that says they're from India, what do you mean by India country? I don't know. And Javad Nazari, the future of Iran. We could talk about Iran probably in our podcast. Make sure everybody subscribe and look at our AVIOT podcast on streaming services. That's AVIOT, and we can get into that in another podcast episode. Definitely. If we came together,
Yeah.
we wouldn't need the government. Mr. MD Chosen, what do you mean by that? Like, what are your tactics in terms of coming together? Can you give examples of how to come together so that you don't need government?
And when you say government, yeah, I mean that right there that's kind of like a broad statement because there's a lot of stuff. If we came together, what does that mean? If we came together, because I'm thinking about like a lot of government programs right now. I'm thinking about, and I don't mean to belittle, but I'm thinking about the DMV, right?
Right.
Who was it? We need the DMV, right?
Right.
We need City Hall. So I don't know. I mean, nowadays, money is always going to be the root of evil. Let's be honest. This is why we're where we at right now with this administration. We have
Right.
the richest man controlling everything. I mean, he's
Right.
sitting in the Oval Office having meetings in the Oval Office. Doesn't he have his own office across the street?
Crazy, right? Ain't that crazy?
So, so if the government leaves, right, then we still have people of power because of money. Then it's bad what's happening now. And I think if you get rid of the government, it's only going to get worse. Now,
Yeah.
okay, so what does he say?
Mr. B chosen stopping the black on black crime and taking care of each other, building Black history schools and more. So you're speaking more for Black people, Mr. B, I keep on saying Mr. B, MB chosen. So in terms of for Black people, yes, we can organize together and we can work on things to help each other out. That doesn't mean that we don't need government, though. I think self policing is important. I think that Black people banding together, starting our own schools and starting our own organizations, like there are those things that are in existence now. I think that part of it is we don't know, and we have to do a better job at outreach to one another, and also we have to do a better job at what media portrayal is, because I do think media plays a huge role in how Black people are perceived and how we look at one another. So it's a multifaceted series of events that have to happen for us to do better as a collective. So that's that. Soul Reaper over here trolling. All right, Soul Reaper, keep trolling. The views help. The views help. The views help. Sharon Fitness, hi. Hey, how you doing? How you doing, Sharon Fitness? John, black for Trump. Nah, ain't no black for Trump.
Oh, hey, so check this out. I read an article, right? So funny. Black for Trumps, one of the head Black for Trumps. He's now turning against Trump because his friends are losing their federal jobs. So once again, I find it to be funny. We mentioned this on our show on Wednesday. This is what I said. Let's feel sorry for all the federal workers, regardless if they're Republicans or Democrats. That's annoying, all right? Let's just stop saying, "Oh, I voted for Trump, and now Trump is, and now I'm losing my job." Like, Trump, what about me? It's like Trump doesn't care if you're a Republican or Democrat. His goal is to downsize the federal government. So when you get out there on your horn and say, you know, what was the name of the actor who went up there?
Zachary Levi. Zachary Levi.
Zachary Levi, when he's talking about, hey, Trump, we voted for you. Calm down. Like, no. It's calm down all around.
Right.
So
Yeah. So let's see. Someone said, "What's up, gentlemen? What's a Cash App?" Nah. Don't worry about sending us money. What you can do is subscribe to this YouTube channel. Support our
correct.
content.
Thank you, though.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. Just support our content will be great. Sharon Fitness. I'm okay just learning how to do this. What do you mean, Sharon? What are you learning how to do? Learning how to interact on live? We appreciate you. We appreciate you being a part of this, by the way.
Yes, everyone.
Yeah.
Drain the swamp.
Yo, Soul Reaper. The trolling is at an all-time high. Listen, it's funny though. So another thing too, speaking speaking of law and order, we said we were going to talk about this on our past podcast episode. ASAP Rocky, he got found not guilty of the incident. What was it? A shooting incident that happened?
Yes.
Yeah. You mind enlightening people on that?
No, you know more than me.
Dang, man, why you gotta?
I got to throw you out there because you know more than me. All I know, he was found not guilty. That's all I know. And it has something to do with a friend of his who claimed that he shot him.
Exactly. Claims that he shot at him. They're part of the ASAP group. I think ASAP stands for like all. What's it stand for? ASAP stands for. Yeah.
What does ASAP stand for?
No, always strive and prosper. Always strive and prosper. So they're
okay,
part of a group.
never knew that.
Yeah. You ain't know? Yeah, so he's found not guilty because he could have spent over 2 decades in jail on this situation that happened. And pretty much it was a situation where a former friend of his was saying that he tried to shoot at him. I guess they had a disagreement over something. I guess there was some jealousy involved. His friend, ASAP Relly, was saying that they had an argument, and then ASAP Rocky pulled out a prop gun and then tried to shoot at him. He thought it was a real gun, and so he faced up to 24 years in prison if convicted. ASAP Rocky. So it was a nearly 4-week trial. There were some discrepancies in ASAP Relly's story, and basically ASAP Rocky got found not guilty. And so it's cool for him and Rihanna. I think after this, they're probably going to end up getting married now. I think that they were holding off on the wedding because of all this legal drama, to be honest. But I wouldn't be surprised if they end up getting married. And you see Rihanna now, she's in, I think, Harper's Bazaar talking about their relationship. And now she's talking about releasing an album. I think this is a huge sigh of relief. I think it was a dark cloud that was hanging over them.
Well, I'm laughing about the releasing the album because good luck. That ain't never happening, but yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I heard it too.
Yeah, I hate to say dark cloud because I don't like to associate dark or black with negative, but it was something gloomy that was hanging over them.
Yeah, I bet you his album coming out now too.
Oh yeah, definitely.
ASAP. Remember that was put on hold.
Yeah, he has a lot of things. I think he's supposed to be at the Met Gala. He's supposed to be helping with the Met Gala, the album. I don't know if he's going on tour, but he has a lot of things in play. He has a movie coming out with Denzel Washington. So he has a lot of different things.
Wow.
A lot of different things are in place. And so it's good that he was found not guilty because now he can move forward with this. And I just hope he does the necessary things to stay safe when you're going around your neighborhood. And I think he's from Brooklyn. Make sure that you have security with you. Don't try to be real because we've seen in many cases how keeping it real goes wrong. Unfortunately, RIP Nipsey Hussle, RIP Young Dolph. Like, go back to your neighborhood. You got jealous people that try to come for your life, right? So it's best if he just makes smart decisions. You have a family. You have a woman maybe soon to be your wife, you have your two children, be smart in your movements going forward. But I'm
Correct.
happy for this black family that they are able to move forward from this. I always hate when black people end up getting incarcerated over nonsense, make the right decisions. And I understand law enforcement a lot of times is against us, but I'm just happy. I don't know these people, but I'm happy that it's not ending in tragedy.
Correct. I agree. I agree. I was surprised because it could have went either way, right? It could have been the judge could have made him an example, right?
Hmm.
And or it could have been the way it turned out. I just hope, like you said, he takes this new chance that he's given and focus on doing the right thing
Correct.
and staying out of trouble because you have a family
Hmm.
to take care of and be around.
And you have a lot of money to be made, right? Because this
Yeah,
could also impact Rihanna's business. She stuck her neck out for the
she
man that
did.
she cares for, right? And that's because she
Hmm.
truly believed in him. And I'm glad it worked out in their favor. So, yeah, be
Correct.
smart. Yeah, and be chosen. You say you can't believe your people are oblivious. You're going to do everything. Too many people are sheep. What do you mean by that? Can you explain in more detail? What do you mean by sheep? Like, what are they doing that you consider them to be sheep? Hey, Abdurrahman. Bonjour. Yeah, hey, how you doing? What's going
Yes,
on?
yes.
Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Yeah, so we are talking about the federal government, that those issues earlier with the federal workers being laid off. Now we're talking about just some more legal drama with ASAP Rocky, and Rihanna was involved in it because that's the father of her children. And so those were the main topics thus far for people just joining. But thank you everyone who has been joining. Yeah, so I'm happy with that. In more hip hop news, um, we have I know we talked about on the podcast, but there's some sexy songs for you. I wanted to talk about just quickly, and we'll probably this be the topic that ends off this live right here. The talk regarding that album, right? You listen to it. I refuse to listen to it because I don't support Aubrey. And
We don't
you
gotta support it, man. We need to listen to it so we can give our true, honest opinion. No
I understand.
bias.
I understand. I understand. I
It was
understand.
horrible though, so I took one for the team.
Yeah. Oh, just quick before we get into this, someone asked cluster edits. How do y'all feel about ICE? All right. So regarding ICE and these raids, right? I believe how they're doing it is wrong. I saw an ASMR video, and that's a video, and ASMR videos are videos that deal with sound and stuff that was released from this administration, where they were kind of trolling or making fun of people being deported. And this is a serious thing. We have to
Correct.
understand why a lot of people come to this country in the first place, even if it's through illegal means. They're escaping something that's happening in their country, right? A lot of times, unfortunately, this country, the US, has involvement in destabilizing other countries. And that's what happens in terms, like, what happens as a result of that is you have people that come over here because they're promised, like, they go by what was told, like, this is the land of
Mhm.
opportunity, you can be free, you can make money. And so that's why they're coming over here, because they want to start over again. They want good health care, they want a legal system that supports them, they want a good life. So that's why you have a lot of people coming over here. So I don't think this is a light topic that people need to be making fun of. And you have
Correct.
families that are being ripped apart, right? You have families that are being ripped apart. You have children losing their parents. Now, for those that voted for this current administration and they're being deported, unfortunately, you effed around and you found out. That's what happens. And I'm apathetic towards that. But I'm never going to champion people being taken away from their families. Like that's still not cool. And how it's being done is not cool as well. So how ICE is acting, and we know that a lot of ICE agents abuse their powers. We know a lot of ICE agents
Correct.
act in ways that are unethical. So I don't agree with that. So I hope that answers your question. Random, you got any thoughts about ICE?
No, I just think it's all put out there just for like a stage show. So what I mean by that is when he was first running on it, Trump first, you know, running for president, he said he was gonna, mass deportation on day one. On day one, I'm gonna do it. Cool. But you don't have to televise it. I mean, it was a whole bunch. I mean, like it's not being televised like it was before. But remember the first 3, 4 days, you'll just see it on the news. You see the planes leaving America, but they weren't really telling the people how much it costs to deport these people, right? I
Hmm.
mean, think
Hmm.
about the gas with these big army planes going over and then getting denied. Now they got to come back with the same people they came. I mean, that they left with. I mean, it was all a spectacle, right? And then they stopped showing it as much on the news, which I think is also a bad thing because now it has to be worse. What we're not seeing on the news has to be bad, right? Um, I just feel like I'm gonna piggyback off of what you said. A lot of times, for those who actually come over illegally, or majority of them do come over legally, they're running for something, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
So a lot of them have asylum. But what we're finding out is a lot of these people that's being deported, they actually aren't. I mean, they're like asylum, right? So they're not just over here illegally. They actually did the right thing. They're just in the midst of, well, now everything is on. No, it's like everything's paused now, right?
Hmm.
So I just feel like it's it's all for the camera, and he never really thought about how this is really going to impact a lot of businesses, right? Think about a lot of businesses who hire illegals. Okay, it's not right, right? But they hire them. Now you take these people away. Who's manning these farms? Who's
Yeah,
manning these
that's a good point.
construction? No, seriously, who's manning these construction sites?
Yeah,
It's
I
not like
agree.
these people came over here and did nothing. They were working.
Yeah, and
You
Sharon
know, it,
Fitness, and just to interject, Sharon
yeah.
Fitness. I'm gonna do an explainer video talking about people who come over here and what they're this whole talk about how they're taking American resources and what they've actually been doing. So I'm gonna do an explainer video. So make sure you subscribe to this channel. I'll make sure I do an explainer video talking about that because it's something that we need to actually educate people on because there's a lot of false narratives coming out there. But go ahead.
But Sharon has a point. Yes, follow the law and do it the right way. I agree with that too, right? But I mean,
Some people do follow the
I-
law and they still
yeah,
get
some
screwed.
people follow. Yeah, that is true. Some people did follow the law, right? And now they're getting deported. So I mean, it's not like you got a sign that said, "Okay, I did it the right way. Don't bypass me."
Right.
So
And y'all don't get it twisted. I'm not for people coming over here illegally because my thing is you can't do that in any other country, right? So you should
correct.
try to come over here the legal way. I'm just saying I
You
empathize
should.
with those that are running away from something because it's deeper than what we're making it out to be, right? Two things can exist.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you on that. Yeah.
Yeah. And for those of y'all, I know there's a certain individual trolling in here. Don't pay attention to that. It's just, hey, we get trolls every time we do live stream. Not saying we condone it, but it happens. Yeah. And then we were talking about, so just going back to regarding jobs work, a black male with a college degree, no criminal background has the same chance statistically. Yeah, and no, yeah, Rai Wahoo, that's correct. That's true. And we know that black people in this country, we're discriminated against even in the job market. That's why you see maternal mortality so high, infant mortality so high. It's because of systemic racism and oppression. We're not going to sugarcoat that at all. That is very true. I remember in my graduate studies, we had one of the first days we were educated talking about how a black person with a clean record and the same resume as a white individual with a felony on their record is less likely to be hired for a job. Yes, that is true. That is very true. Just talking about regarding Aubrey and the some sexy songs for you. I just stand random. I might have to listen to it at some point. I just don't feel
Hold on
like
a
it.
second. Jay Stokes, your mic sound bad. I'm not sure what
My
happened.
mic, my mic. All right,
Yeah,
hold on.
the audio sounds horrible.
Can you hear me now?
I'm not.
Is this better?
Yes,
Okay. Yeah, I had to take my
better.
headphones. Yeah, my headphones were dying anyway.
Oh,
But
okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah, they were dying. They were dying. Um, Retro Plank, go back in the live stream. We talked about what was happening with federal workers. We talked about geez, what else we talked about? We talked about the ASAP Rocky, him being found not guilty on his trial. Then we just went into undocumented immigrants. Now we're ending with the Some Sexy Songs for You. This whole chatter regarding that album. What I have to say is, a lot of people that are so big on trying to defend Aubrey, I think that a lot of people just don't want to grow up because he hasn't grown up in his music and he hasn't progressed in terms of growing with his age, growing with his audience. He's still stuck on being in the club and hanging out with strippers. And I remember you sent me that song yesterday that had the Aaron Hall sample, and and I was looking at that song, the music video for it. The whole music video was talking about an individual losing their wife due to complications for pregnancy, and Aubrey turns that into a song about missing women from the club.
Strippers. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Man, listen, that's Drake for you, man. Drake hasn't grown up. Drake hasn't understand. 2014, that was, I guess, okay. That was the era. Now no one wants to hear that. I feel, and if they do want to hear it, then they have some growing up to do too. Like that song is like when I heard it, I was like, dang, I felt some type of way. Like, dang, I miss you, H's. Dang, calling them B's, and I'm like, yo, I don't know why. That sounds, I feel some type of way, him sounding like that.
Right.
Come on, give me a hug. Like, bro, calm down.
Right.
Everybody's grown now.
Right.
But yeah, so you know what? The funny thing is, too bad we got to end the show. But next week, man, Sharon, everyone come back because Sharon said something. And we don't have time to really open up on what she said, the last thing she said.
Sharon,
she had to work for things.
Sharon, we appreciate your comments, so don't think we're getting on you with anything, okay? Well, yeah. Like I said, I'm gonna make an explainer video talking about the immigration thing. Tune into our podcast on Thursday. We'll release a podcast episode where we'll expand upon, I guess, more Black issues and how that connects with immigration. So we'll talk about that. And yeah, so we'll do that. Mr. B chosen, the law is invisible slavery. I mean, I agree with you on that. Regarding Aubrey being the GOAT, we're gonna have to disagree on that point because the question is,
not a GOAT. He doesn't even write.
Exactly.
He doesn't even write. So
Exactly. So yeah, no, Sharon, you good. Now we appreciate the dialogue, just as long as it's respectful in the comment section. Everybody's allowed to have their opinions. Everybody just be respectful. But thank you all to everyone who tuned in. I know, Random, you got to run, but what's brewing for you this week? What's brewing for you this week?
Nothing. Like always. I'm a day by day guy, man. I can, listen, day by day, man. Nothing, man. Nothing yet,
I got you.
Listen, I'm up in CT. It's cold as heck, so I'm just trying to stay warm. Try not to get sick like everybody around here in CT for some strange reason.
Oh, you back at home? You in Connecticut? Okay.
Yeah, man. Everybody seem to be sick, so I'm trying to stay away. Walk around my mask if I have to. Some Lysol. It's disgusting out here.
Nah, I hear you. Yeah.
But nothing really going on over here, man. Just trying to maintain, read up on articles that pop up on my phone. Try not to really overindulge in the news, but also be aware of what's going on. And that's it. I fly out Thursday, cross my fingers,
You'll be good.
Yeah. You know what? I must admit. So to be honest with you, shout out to the pilot. Don't even know his name, but man, it was a good flight from North Carolina to Connecticut. And I commend everybody from the stewardess to the pilots. I know it has to be tough for them. And,
they take their job
what's
serious.
going on. Yeah, seriously. And what's going on nowadays, with the FAA, people being laid off, that's not the solution. So I really give them much respect. I did before because it can't be easy, but I know it has to be harder now. Just like every other federal worker. Where are you next? So that's it. That's what's brewing on me, man. Just chilling, relaxing, take it day by day. What's up with you?
Yeah, just real quick, I want to acknowledge Sharon. If you listen, my condolences to what you've been experiencing. That's horrible. I hope that you have a community around you that is supporting you, and
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, Sharon. I just seen that. Sorry about that, Sharon. Yeah,
No,
my
no, you
condolences
good,
to
you
you as
good.
well.
Yeah, no, I definitely sending our thoughts to you, and sharing our support for you. It's really unfortunate. Just know that she is with you. She is always going to be with you, and she
Yes.
hasn't left, just physically departed, but she is still with you. So we definitely will honor what you asked for. So definitely feel so bad about that. Um, what's brewing for me is I want to work on this immigration video that was sparked by the conversation here, and just
Hmm.
creating more content. I have some big things that are in the works. Make sure you support Chemistry Productions, the media education company that we fall under, in terms of the content that we put out on social media. So we put our content on TikTok. Follow us on all of our platforms: TikTok, Instagram. Oh, you're welcome, Sharon. Definitely, you're welcome. We listen. It's tough. It's tough.
You're
But
welcome. Yeah, it is tough.
yeah. Yeah. That just messed me up. Like I don't even know how to bounce back. I want to make it like just happiness, right? That's a
Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly.
yeah. But now we wish everybody the best out here. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for supporting us. Continue to support us. We're gonna continue to give us our raw, authentic thoughts. We aren't compromised here, and we're always able to. We're always going to be try to be a beacon of light in this whole world of doom and gloom. So
Correct.
that's that. But thank you all, and we will see you next Sunday.
Yes, yes.
All righty.
Peace.